Ooh, it felt good to do that spin again, man. It felt good to do that spin. Today we're going to be talking about Xbox has announced another event. It is called the Xbox Partner Preview. For those of you that don't know, I've always been very big on Xbox being more central when it comes to their events. We don't need all of the info in one day or 1 month for that matter. I feel like for years it was really just June. June is when everything comes out. We kind of get overwhelmed a little bit in June. Now I still want like the bulk of the information coming out in June because I feel like that's just better for me, especially as a content creator. I like having the bulk of the info come out in a short amount of time and not spread over like 3 or 4 months. But Xbox just recently had that developer direct, and I really vibed with the majority of it. I thought that was it. I didn't know that they're going to come out here with this other announcement. Xbox Partner Preview. So as you guys can see, they have the Xbox Partner Preview. March is coming out in 2024. It's going to be announced next Wednesday. It's going to be announced Wednesday, March 6th, 10 p.m. Today we're thrilled to announce the next Xbox Partner Preview. This time featuring a mix of new and upcoming games for you from publishers like Capcom, Nexon, and EA. And think with more than a dozen new trailers over the course of a 30-minute broadcast. It's interesting that Capcom is part of this because I feel like, they just missed a game on the Xbox platform. So I really like that I see Capcom here. I like to see more Japanese developers and publishers working with Xbox. I feel like that's good for everyone. During the Xbox Partner Preview, you can learn more about the combat, traversal, and the Tales of Xenu, the new Tales game, with the narrative of the person there speaking himself. See new gameplay from the Path of the Goddess. Get a closer look at the first Berserker and other great titles coming to Xbox, Windows, or Game Pass. I've noticed they've stayed away from terms such as everything is going to be in Game Pass. I remember for a few years, just about everything you saw had some hyphen when it come to events with Xbox saying all these games will also be in Game Pass. So it's kind of interesting that they went away from that a little bit. I do think that they're starting to focus more on the whole industry, not necessarily what they can get in Game Pass. And I think that for the most part is the best push that they could go. Our Xbox Partner Preview format is all about sharing exciting games, news from our talented studios from across the globe with no frills, just game reveals, release date announcements, and fresh new gameplay from upcoming games, coupled with unique behind-the-scenes stories from developers on Xbox Wire. This event will be digitally broadcasted on Wednesday, March 6th at 10 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. GMT. I think that's in the UK. I think it's the UK time. I'm pretty sure. I think one time I didn't know that, and the comment section definitely educated me on the matter. What time does this present? It says it right there. If you want to watch it, you can watch it on YouTube, Twitch. There's another Twitch available. It's going to be available in other languages. Yes, they have subtitles for a vast majority of it. Is the show going to be accessible with low to no hearing or low to no vision? There will be a version of the show with the audio description. So they're making sure, just about anyone can watch it. What is interesting is these companies know exactly what's going to be at these events, and they can't guarantee that if you co-stream it, you're not going to get hit by anyone. I understand that to some degree because I do feel like they don't know what YouTube's crazy semantics or what they're not going to do. YouTube's algorithm is crazy sometimes, and you can never really 100% guarantee what they are going to do. I think this is good. I'm curious what Capcom, what relationship they're going to build going forward. I think games like Capcom, Square Enix, these games, anytime they're at any Xbox events is good because I feel like that's showing that more of these Japanese developers are supporting them. Keep in mind that it was rumored, I believe, that the Tales game was coming to Game Pass because misprints on the website and stuff. So it'd be interesting if we actually do see a Game Pass announcement. I do think that some of the developers and Xbox themselves debunk that, but sometimes you guys know just as well as I do, they will say something and then a couple weeks later, whatever they said isn't entirely truthful, because obviously they want, in terms of marketing, Xbox might have marketing ploys where they can't just come out openly and say a game is coming into Game Pass or not. It's just going to be interesting if that does be the case. Now, I do want to talk about Nintendo. I'm going to add it on to this video. Nintendo went to court with a emulator company that has been low-key responsible for some of the piracy that's been going on in terms of the Switch. Now, I do know that this particular company had huge issues with Tears of the Kingdom. It's a company called Yuzu or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. You guys know I can't pronounce stuff. And I remember when this news first broke, people were saying that this wasn't going to get announced. This wasn't going to happen. They're just taking them in there. They're fighting with them, and that Nintendo had like no legal standpoint on this. There is probably some truth behind that because they did settle before they went to court. I think, Zoo knew that if Nintendo goes to court with you, they will win one way or another, regardless if it's a court hearing or they make you go bankrupt. They will win regardless what your intentions are. And look, all right, let's talk about first. I am not a fan of piracy. I don't believe in it. I think that these days, where the industry is in the condition it's in, piracy is one of the worst things you could possibly do to help the industry. I'm not going to attack anybody for being a pirate, but I'm also not going to co-sign that in any way, shape, or form. I understand we got a real big issue in the industry when it comes to, game preservation. These companies have no problem shutting down digital libraries such as the 360, the PS3, past generations of the Switch. So, Nintendo. So I can understand why people are concerned with it, but I don't think it's 100% genuine. I don't think these people think that this is the only way to self-preserve these consoles. I just think that they want the games for little to no cost. I'm going to be real with you guys. Because even when certain criteria are met to a T, they still go out of their way to pirate the games. At the end of the day, you guys do what you want to do. And I'm never going to sit here and criticize you guys for it. But one thing I will say is that's Nintendo's games that are being pirated. That's Xbox's games that are being pirated. That's PlayStation's games that are being pirated. They have every right to try in any way, shape, or form to protect their IPs. Every right. And it's weird to me that people defend the fact that there's things like that going on the internet. Like I said, do what you guys want to do. But at the same time, when it comes to the health of the industry, I don't see how stealing people's intellectual properties is healthy for the industry in any way, shape, or form. Nintendo has every right to go after anyone they see fit is hurting their bottom line, regardless how you feel about the matter. Zoo ended up making an official statement saying that they are shutting down, pretty much themselves as a company. They're shutting down their Patreon. And at the end of the day, they're doing that because even though they might have had a case in some way, shape, or form, and that's the reason Nintendo settled, they know the consequences is huge if they do lose. So it is what it is on that, but definitely put in the comment section below what you guys feel about these subjects. Very curious to your guys' opinion. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. It's always appreciated. You could sub to the channel, make weekly content. It's been a good week, man. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'll be streaming that over there on the Addict Arena at 5:30 Pacific over there on that channel. Everything's in the description below. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace. Man, this is getting crazy. This is a crazy week. It feels like it's a crazy month.